Hi, this is Jessica Nidifer with Agada Energy Healing, coming to you today to talk about triggers and opportunities and how Trump and this administration is giving us many of the same. At this point, I'm seeing triggers as opportunities, and I'm seeing how Trump and his administration are triggering many traumas within many people on the face of the earth. No other president has, I'd say, pissed off so many people on the face of the planet as Trump and his administration. I don't dislike him. I don't hate him. Do I feel he's the president for me? No, I don't. And I do see him as this amazing catalyst of community and bringing communities together. And I have extreme gratitude for that, because he is touching so many people and making so many people angry that they're actually doing something. They're changing things. They're actually acting instead of passively sitting at home doing what they usually do, which is nothing, and complaining and or talking about how they are nonviolent and practice that, but they're still not acting to change things in this world and expecting others to do it for them. So I have extreme gratitude for Trump and this administration and all the people that have been elected in, that are going to be making some huge changes as of January when they are in their positions. And I'm really excited to see how community will continue to come together in love and in compassion and in kindness. I'm seeing more of it every day here in San Jose. I see more of it with the tragedy of the fire in Paradise, and how my family who lives up there, and their cousins and their families and friends, how they're helping people to move through this experience and supporting them. And the outreach has been overwhelming, my cousin has told me. And she sent out a video the other day just saying, we have everything we need right now. And money is really what people need at this point. They have supplies, and if you have supplies and you want to bring them, great, and money is really what people need. And this is what we're coming to in our raising of awareness of our worth as human beings. Right? We're part of this movement, part of this shift in our consciousness and in our experience requires some financial backing too, right? We have to be able to be in the arenas with the people who are holding the wealth and be at a seat at the table with them in order to talk to them and to, I'm not going to say reason, just to simply provide a different perspective and to put ourselves out into that public space and to encourage others to do the same. I was at a talk yesterday with Ela Gandhi, the granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi, and the activist from India who spent his life practicing nonviolent activism and preaching it and sharing it with the world. And I had a moment sitting there where I realized this few hundred people, maybe 300 to 400 people that were there, the changes that we were making in that room. There were assembly members from our government, Ash Kalra and Dave Cortese, and other people working in the reentry program and at the jails, and how we are all coming together with people from Center for Spiritual Enlightenment. These are people being spoken to and asked for advice in these different arenas of politics and of our justice system and our laws, and how we can be more humane in how we care for each other, including the people who are incarcerated at the moment, and how these spaces can offer more, or if any, rehabilitation instead of simply locking people up for crimes and not really looking at the root of the reason as to why they're there. What happened to that person that led them to that experience that put them in that space? So all these triggers that are happening and all these traumas that are underlying the energy that we hold within us, from these different experiences, are what are being asked to come to the surface now. So as a collective, we can process these emotions, these experiences, these traumas no longer serving us in order to move forward, in order to be more in our power, in order to be confident in what we're bringing forward into this world as an individual and as a collective, because we are one. This human body is the only thing that makes us seem separate. This dense form is not who we are. We are light. We are energy. Each one of the 50 trillion cells that came together as each one of our bodies is pure energy, vibrating constantly. What are you vibrating at? What is your frequency? Is it a frequency of love, or is it a frequency of anger and frustration? Not to say that anger and frustration are not catalysts for making change. From chaos comes change. From beautiful chaos comes change. And we must work with it in a loving way. We must find a way to communicate with people in a loving way from these frustrations and angers and the injustices that we see for our fellow human beings happening right now. Noticing that all lives matter, that Black lives matter, that brown lives matter, that yellow lives matter, whatever color of the rainbow you are. And that in this campaign of being one, and that all are important, and that all provide an important piece to this puzzle that we all put together, and that we all are put together. To remember that the energy behind Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, White Lives Matter is still creating separation between human life. This is not to say that I don't support these movements. I absolutely do. They are amazing, and I see change happening, and I see from this anger and frustration and people finding their value again through these movements. And I ask that people remember that we are all in this together. Even the people that don't seem very loving with you at this point, or that don't seem loving as a community, and then don't seem to be their interest at this point, that's okay. We are still all in this together, and each person provides their own unique expression of the one. Whether we agree with it or not is irrelevant. We are all here to catalyze each other and to remind each other of our value and worth and the beauty of each one of us, no matter what we say, do, or believe. This is super important as we choose to come together and to be in this one again, to recognize the one again, as we are right now. To continue supporting Black Lives Matter, yes, and to continue checking the energy behind that. To remember that we are one. A lot of people are, including myself, quite challenged at the moment to move through these experiences sometimes. And as we become more conscious, as we choose to be more conscious, we have different awarenesses of how this energy is being moved and how we are able to affect our environment by changing our energy or our attitude or the way we feel about something. Not to say we're not supposed to feel angry or frustrated or overwhelmed. It is to see that the emotions are there, the feelings are there, and then to flow them, to acknowledge them and welcome them and to move through them so we can move into gratitude and love and find a way to move forward in that energy. Strong and in our power and confident, yes, with the intention of love, in the intention of love. Navigating this experience with love. It is the answer. It always has been, and it always will be. We must take care of our fellow human beings. We must take care of the people who are not able to provide for themselves and their families. We must find a way to bring them abundance as well, to share. to uplift each other, to uplift everyone in the community, regardless of their color, their finances, or their beliefs. Taking a moment out of your day to imagine this world as you wish to see it, as you wish to experience it. 5 minutes, just taking 5 minutes of your day to sit and be quiet with yourself and your vision of this peaceful and harmonious space. The theme for the talk yesterday with Ela Gandhi was Be the One. Her father's famous quote of be the change you wish to see in the world. Now we are Be the One. We are one. Let's continue to remember this and work with this intention as we move forward, remembering this truth. Remembering that we are all born in love, and that we learn behaviors as we grow. And that as we get older, we are given opportunities through the triggers that we experience that bring up the traumas that we're holding within our body to let them go. And how each person that surrounds us in our community and beyond is there for a purpose. And somehow, energetically, we have attracted each one of us to have this experience together. To stay out of the victim and the judge, to stay out of these modes, to remember to be grounded, to practice being grounded, to practice creating safe space around us as we move out into the world and as we experience this world in our own unique individual way as a one. Without one of us 7 billion plus people on this planet, energetically, it is a completely different experience. Energetically, we experience that being not here. Whether we're conscious or not of this truth does not matter. So do your best to find gratitude in each experience, with each person, in each moment. Do your best to remember that we choose to be here and that we choose these experiences on some unconscious level as an individual and as a collective. Check in with your energy. Change begins with us. Change begins with each one of us being aware of ourselves first. If you're struggling with some of these things going on and you're struggling finding the gratitude or finding yourself in a place of peace, I welcome you to connect with me here, to give me a call, to send me an email, and see how we might be able to support you in finding that peace. I look forward to connecting with you and to hearing from you, to listening to your story, and to sharing as we change this world, one thought, one action at a time. Thank you.